Fellas, I just did my MPG test. I don't know, I was with my son, so I didn't really roll the video there while I was doing the test, but it's about this S&B intake. Everyone has their opinion. I think overall S&B is a very, it's a solid company. It's a good company. And that's kind of weird. What's going on there, buddy? Something's breathing. Let's hope it's not what I think it is. Well, I haven't been losing coolant, so that wouldn't be it. When you got air bubbles in your expansion tank, you got a blown head gasket, usually a telltale sign of that. But anyways, I did this MPG test, okay? Everyone has their different opinions of intakes and what they do. Some people throw them on a dyno. And I want to talk about the obvious and what people really... We got Dave with us here today, but anyways, what people really buy these intakes for. A, most of the time I hear people doing it for sound, and B, performance, MPG performance, or just the engine performance overall. I felt like this engine, this filter for this engine was a little too small, so I was curious to put an intake in there, and I literally did it yesterday. I forgot to reset the odometer to get an exact mileage count, but I think I've done about 55-60 miles with that intake installed. And I did my MPG loop. I just wrapped it up at 17 point something. When I had the stock intake system, I did 2 laps. 22.4 is what I came in on. This time I came in at 22.5. That's not a big difference whatsoever, and I'll just consider it a wash, right? You don't buy one of those $300 or whatever they are, $400 to gain 0.1, and obviously I don't even know if it's 0.1. I'll just consider it a wash, because at the point where I reset my, or where I clock my, or not clock, where I record my data, there's quite a long downhill. So shoot, this thing got up to 24, but that's not our number, because I idled and living bejeebers out of this truck. It's 24 degrees outside. What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay an extra dime and get my keep my cab well warm. Anyways, so the second one is performance, and that's the one I want to talk about. If you're looking for performance, this thing does spool up about 10 to 15%. That's my butt dyno, and those are my numbers. There's nothing scientific about it. So the truck feels a little bit more free, peppier, snappier, whatever category you want to put it in. The turbo lights up quicker, so it comes up to life a little quicker. Nothing crazy. 10-15% is something that one can appreciate, but it's not definitely night and day difference. So that's it. Now we can talk about filtration and all that stuff. I'll stay out of that. I still think the factory box is going to filter the best, and it's the best for the engine as far as longevity goes, any way you slice and dice it. But for what you get with S&B, all their units are blocked off. I do not believe sucking in hot air from the engine bay helps you one way or another. So S&B definitely has a solid product for what it is. In our case, we didn't gain any miles per gallon, because 0.1 miles to the gallon is such a small quote-unquote gain, if you could call it that. That margin of error, just getting up on the freeway, setting your cruise at 65, at a certain point resetting your odometer, or should I say your metering system, and then recording the data at another point about 17.4 miles down the road is, I mean, 0.1 of a mile to the gallon is enough variance there that you don't mess with it, because wind, people, you know, how far is the traffic ahead of you? I mean, that messes. That could add up or subtract to 0.1. So we'll completely ignore the quote-unquote gains there. There's none, guys, as far as MPGs goes. But as far as performance goes, turbo being able to be lit up 10 to 15% is definitely I like it. Anytime I could get better performance just by my turbo engine being more efficient, it's a no-brainer. Anyways, boys, that's all I had to say about it. That's it. As always, may the Lord bless you. may all mighty fine day, and let me know what other little things you'd like to know.